And I'll face you for a bit. That's pretty good, I think. Okay. So standing in mountain pose, take a moment to kind of ground yourself. So we want to make sure that we get the feet into what position works the best. The traditional yoga of big toes and joints touching. People still do that in most traditional classes. In my training and myself personally, a lot of people don't feel balanced enough. So just slightly taking the feet apart. You can still have them slightly turned in if that aligns the outside edge of your foot with the outside edge of your mat, right? So we don't want to be really turned out to where the insides are lined up, because that does turn the toes out, right? So look at the outside edge, lift the toes up, place them back down. Do that a couple times, and as you place them down, try to feel that they're somewhat relaxed. We don't want to grab the mat with our toes. Now, pull yourself up as tall as you can through the center, the crown of the head, and then bring the shoulders apart and drop them down, and maybe even roll the shoulders a little bit. Same thing with the hands if you're a little bit cold. I'm a little bit cold today. Warm those hands up a little bit. We're not going to be moving big movements at first, right? So if you feel a little bit cold, and especially standing up and going into those forward bends, you might feel a little bit tighter than normal because we're starting out with a cold body. So take a moment, open the chest, broaden the shoulders, let them drop down, but try to keep that broadening here. And you want to feel like maybe the shoulder blades aren't squeezed together tight in the back, but they're somewhat engaged. Pull the belly in. Now, focus on one thing if you can. If you can close your eyes and remain here and feel like you're balanced, you can certainly do that. I want your focus to be breathing. So we're going to slow it down a bit and even it out. So inhaling, exhaling through the nose. I'm going to keep talking, but I want you to work on that. We're going to start to feel that breath coming lower into the body. Since we're upright, we're going to start by just maybe feeling like, can you get it below the throat? On the exhale, slowly exhale through the nose. Make sure that breathing feels good. If you're having, some breathing problems, allergies, or whatever, you can always have the mouth open a little bit. However, we know that dries out the throat. So ideally using just the nose. So every time you inhale, see if you can get that breath to come further and open the body a little bit more. We eventually want to get into belly breathing, but it needs to feel like it's happening naturally. We're not going to force the belly out. Let's do a few more. And we're not going to be here for too long of a period of time because we want to get moving. But I want you to try to maintain that breath with control, even when we start adding some movement. Sorry, I'm distracted by birds on my vines outside, which I've never seen before. I have a big passion fruit vine out there. Interesting. I hope they're killing all those little bugs. Oh, I shouldn't talk about that during yoga. Sorry. Okay, go to you're at the top of your mat in mountain pose. Now I'm going to come over here now. We're going to start to just move a little bit more. So on the next inhale, lift the chin up just a little bit. Keep the neck from pinching in the back. On the exhale, bring the chin down. And then again, inhale, lift the chin up. Try to keep the body as it is in that mountain pose. Exhale, bring the chin down. 2 more times. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, chin down. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, chin down. This time, inhale, chin up to one shoulder. Exhale, down. And remain, keep the body in place. Inhale, lift to the other shoulder. So adding a little half circle here. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. So don't rush the movement, right? Keep the breathing as your focus. 2 more from one shoulder to the other. All right. When you've done it evenly, you're going to go back to the chest. Inhale, bring the chin up, find that mountain pose again. All right, next inhale, bring the arms out and up. Bring your hands, your palms together. Bring them to the front, to the heart. Continue sliding down, roll down, reach for the floor. Let the head start to hang here. Hands are going to be either on the floor, the mat, or you can always have your blocks handy. I think it's a really good idea, especially when we're starting out in that upright position, to, allow yourself to use as much help as you need. We're letting the head hang. The hands are here for support. It does take some strain off of our lower back to have the hands absorb some of that body weight. Keeping your hands on the floor or the blocks, whatever you decided to use. I want you to bend the knees a little bit and then straighten them. And you're just going to do this on your own. When you bend the knees, the one thing I want you to look at here, even though we're supposed to have our head hanging relaxed, look at your knees. Do they stay over each foot that's below them? What I don't want you to see happen is that your knees go in toward each other like there's a magnet there. We want the knees to stay separated, just like the feet. So we're just trying to stretch the back of the leg, so right under the heel as it comes up, around that Achilles tendon, up into the calf. And then as we straighten, just trying to let the body hang here. All right. Now tighten the belly just a little bit. You can let the knees bend a little bit if that helps your roll up. Roll on up. Hands can go to the legs. They can stay alongside the body. Once you're upright and eyes look forward, roll the shoulders back again. Lift the heart a little bit. Take a breath in and out. Every time you come to that breath where you're not doing any kind of movement, I want you to really check in. Make sure you're feeling that expansion all the way to your belly and feeling that tension, letting go as we exhale. Let's try that again. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, slowly roll down. You can have the knees a little bit bent here as well. Hands on something for support. Inhale, lift halfway. Feel that spine stretching long and straight. Exhale, forward bend. Now stay here. I'm going to scoot back just a tiny bit. I want you to take both your hands over to one corner. And notice that the opposite hand, as it comes around, you're going to really deepen that stretch through the arm and shoulder, right? The lats, wrapping around into that upper back. But I also feel it along the back side as well. Again, once you've got that hand over there, I want you to try to let the head relax at least. Now you might look up and kind of see where it is, but then once again, let that upper body just melt. Remember, knees can always have a slight micro bend if that helps. We're going to walk back to the other side. Same thing, as I bring this opposite hand across. You can even go outside of the mat if that helps you, if you're able to maintain that, not uncomfortable. And then walk both hands back to the middle. Now bring them either on top of the blocks or to those shin bones. And inhale and straighten the back again. Exhale, forward bend. Roll it back up. Pull the belly tight. Support your back. Once you're upright, arms out and up. Hands to our heart. And coming back to mountain pose. All right. So we're going to move on now, and we're going to get down onto the mat. So if you need to transition a little bit differently, you can always do that. No problem. You know when you can join back in, what's going to work for you. All right, so inhale. Once again, we're going to roll down one more time. Hands to the heart, and then following those hands as they come down all the way to the mat. Come into that forward bend completely. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale, forward bend. Plant the hands. Step back carefully into either a full plank or just drop the knees and modify that plank. Inhale, lift the heart in front. Exhale, lower all the way down. Make sure you've got room on your mat. You can move those blocks if you need to. Keep the palms down, keep the belly tucked up. Inhale, lift to cobra, just a baby cobra to start. Exhale, push back to child's pose. First child's pose, I want you to just see how far back those hips can go. Melt the rest of the body toward the mat. Let the arms stay long. Let's come up onto our hands and knees. So line everything up as you should. Hands and shoulders, knees and hips. Inhale, come into cow pose. Looking like that little baby cobra. Just lift the upper back a little bit. Lift the tailbone in the back. Exhale, arch it up. Let the head drop down. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale into cat pose. Start working that spine a little bit more. Every movement. Inhale, lengthen more. Exhale, arching more. Inhale, lengthen and lift. And exhale, arching up. 2 more times. Now, after arching into cat pose, next time I want you to just inhale back to that straight back on all fours. One arm, opposite leg lifts up as we inhale. Exhale, lower. Other arm and leg lift up, inhale. Exhale, lower. So think about lengthening the arm and leg, stabilizing through the body so there's no wiggling happening, no wobbling going on. All right, one more time on each one. And then we're going to add on just a little something. Now I want you to go back to that first arm and leg. Inhale, lift up. I want you to bend that knee right about 90 degrees. I want you to reach this arm up and back, even if you know you're like, there's no way they're never ever going to touch. I want you to reach the foot and hand toward each other. And then I want you to lift your chest in the front. And then extend again, inhale, lower, exhale. Let's do cat and cow a couple times before we do that other arm and leg. So again, when you're ready, make sure the back is straight. Opposite arm and leg, the other side you haven't done. Bend that knee about 90, maybe a little more. Reach this arm, don't reach through. I want you to try to reach up and back because I want you to open the shoulder more. Again, maybe you're never gonna meet it, that's okay. And inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. Back to hands and knees. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog, but a short one. Just keep the hands right where they are. Lift those hips up and back. Lengthen. You'll really feel like someone's pulling your hips up behind you, stretching through the sides of the body. I've got a weird little glow going on there. What is that? Oh well, I don't know. All right, so we're in that short downward dog. I'm gonna finally warming up. Pedal each foot slowly. Let the heel make its way to the mat if you can. All right, 2 more. One heel comes up, one goes down. Now, what I want you to do, I'll show you on the closer foot first. One heel is down. I want this other foot to come up. And I want you to try to push the tops of the foot and the tops of the toes in. Can you see how I'm kind of pressing that down? Ease into it. You don't want the foot to cramp. And then shift to the other one. So put this heel back down. This foot comes up. You're going to turn it over so the top of the foot's gently pressing into your mat. Ooh, I'm getting a cramp on that one. Come out of it if you get a little cramp and then go back into it. Just a nice way to stretch the top of the foot. We don't do that very often. All right, then full downward dog. Inhale to plank. Now you might have to walk the hands out with you. Get them all the way into that full plank, or modify with the knees down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. You can lift more if you're ready, but make sure you're not straining that lower back. You're lifting from between your shoulder blades. Exhale, child's pose. Come to downward dog. Come back to the top of your mat, forward bend, however you want to get there. Round it over and just hang. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, roll it back up. Arms out and up. Hand to the heart. Back to mountain pose. All right, now what we're going to do, I got to make this even. What we're going to do is we're going to go through some sun salutations, and we're going to start from our standing, which is a bit more challenging, a bit more work. So if you get to the point where you don't want to approach it that way, then you can always just kind of join in from an upright position or from the mat, however it's going to work for you today. But just so that you know, full sun salutations, adding in a little bit of warrior work. So when you're ready, let me get a quick turn. Okay. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, bring the arms up. Roll down as we've already been doing, or dive into that forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Step into the plank when you're ready. Now you can stay in this plank, lowering all the way to the mat, or you can lower about halfway down and then go right into your upward dog. So that's where we kind of tuck those, the tops of the feet down to the mat. You can go through child's pose again as we have been, or go right into your downward dog. So think about that when we start going into these longer flows, vinyasas, that you might want to do one or two, you might do all of them, you might opt out. You've got all those choices here. All right, so you're in that downward dog. If you join me, bring that right foot up just off the mat and push that heel like you're going to push it through the wall behind you. And place it back down. Make sure you lift the hips back up if you've gotten a little bit out of that downward dog. Other heel up, same thing. Push that heel like you're going to step on the wall behind you. Bring the foot back down. Inhale, exhale. Step, hop, jump, however you want to get back to the top of your mat in your forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rolling up or long back as we come all the way up. Little back bend here. Hand to the heart. Back to mountain pose. So that was one. We're going to do two more like that, just the flow of it. And then we'll start adding in some warrior work. Okay? So you can adjust as you need to. Inhale, exhale here. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down all the way or halfway. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog, or go through child's pose if you like it better. Right leg up behind us. You can go a little higher if you want. Bring it back down. Make sure that downward dog still feels good. Left leg up. Same thing, not changing the hips, just lifting the leg a little bit. Inhale, exhale here. One more. Feel that into your belly. Come back to the top of your mat, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rolling up. or coming up with a long back. Exhale, come back to mountain pose. All right, we made it through. We've only got one more to go before we start adding in some little bit more work. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower, plank. Modified plank. Inhale here, exhale, lower all the way down to cobra or into that upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Back to the top of the mat, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rolling up or long back. Come back to mountain pose. All right, so if you're gonna stay with me and get into the warrior work, you might wanna have blocks back here a little bit if you use them when you get into your side angles and warriors and all of that. If not, you can keep them up there. I don't like to have anything blocking and put it down like that. Okay, so here we go. How are we doing? All right, I forgot to turn my music on. I don't want to do it now, but that keeps me on track more. All right, here we go. Inhale, arms up. Dive over, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Same thing we've been doing on your own. When you end up in your downward dog, that's where we're going to be working from. So if you need to do something different, that's your cue. All right, so if we're going to start out with a low lunge, bring that right foot forward, left knee down. Again, blocks are handy if you need them. If not, as you come up, you want to be pushing forward with the hips, taking the arms up, shoulders down. Think of your heart as not pointing straight ahead, but up a little bit, and your eyes go up in the same angle. Take a breath in and out. All right, hands come back to the mat, step back to downward dog. I'm not going to switch sides of the mat while we're doing right and left and not staying there too long. So here, left foot forward, right knee down, kneeling lunge on the left. Get there, stay there. Once you're here, notice what's happening with those shoulders. Make sure they're not up here. They're down and the heart is lifting. Make sure this knee doesn't roll in, it's right over the foot. All right, back to downward dog. Now when we're in that downward dog, you can hang out there. I'm not going to rush us out of it. You can flow through that vinyasa if you want to push it. You can go into child's pose and take a little rest if you need it. All right? Here we go. Right foot forward, high lunge. Left knee's gonna come up off the mat. Decide where you need those feet to be as far as distance from one to the other and be able to be balanced. I don't want you so far out here that you cannot maintain that balance at all. Bring it in. I'm about halfway in between those two. Same thing. Everything facing forward, heart is lifting up, shoulders down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, twist right. Now, as you do that, notice what's happening with the torso. Hard to go back too much. It's easy to go forward too much. I want you to spiral the body around and reach those fingertips as far as you can, front to back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, downward dog. Again, we're going to always hang in this downward dog for about 3 full breaths. And that gives you time to flow if you want. And you can just join us. That'll probably take you maybe a little longer than 3, but join back when you're ready. Left foot forward. Come up, find your balance on that lunge on the left. You know, if you kind of wiggle, wobble, fall out of it, just take time to fix it. Arms up. Find that balance. Stay tight here. Make this work for you. It's going to keep you in place. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, twist left. And inhale back up. And exhale to downward dog. Step that left foot back. Same thing. Time to hang out, rest, or work through another vinyasa. Right foot forward. Warrior one. So as you come up, you're going to bring that left foot in. Bring the arms up. Now we're going to be here longer. So find that warrior one. I'm going to face you for a moment. Looks like I'm off, but it's because of the camera. Let's go that way. Warrior one. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, cactus arm. Keep the heart lifted. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus arm second time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open to warrior two. Open it up to the side of your mat. Turn that body. Keep that knee bent. Arms are shoulder height. Look over the right hand. Side angle. This is where you can use those blocks if you need them. You can extend if you like. Come back to warrior two. And let's go to reverse warrior. And warrior two. Inhale, exhale here. One more inhale, prepare. As we exhale, turn and drop down into that downward dog. Inhale, exhale. This time I am going to turn around because I don't want to have my back to you through all of that. All right, left foot forward, come to warrior one on the left. Once you're upright, check everything. Make sure you're in the right spot. Arms up, shoulders down. Make sure those hips stay forward. Got a nice bend in the left leg. Right foot slightly turned out back there. All right, inhale, extend the fingertips up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach up. Second time, exhale, cactus arms. Keep your heart lifting. Work that upper back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open to warrior two. Open it up to the other side of your mat. Over that front hand. Side angle, lean in. Right arm up. Or angle. Back to warrior two. Reverse warrior, left arm up. Back to warrior two. Inhale, exhale a couple times here. Next, inhale, prepare. Exhale, turn back to that high lunge. Oh, I think I did it wrong. Oh, well, that's okay. I think the other side we went right to warrior, down to downward dog, but that's okay. We'll take it from here. Go back down to downward dog. Oh, take a breath in and out. Let's flip back around. How are we doing for time? Ooh, we've got lots of time. So we're in our downward dog. Take a breath in and out. Lengthen everything back out. And then walk, hop, skip, or jump back to the top of your mat. Come into your forward bend and hang. Maybe grab those opposite elbows. Maybe take the hands behind, grabbing the ankles or the lower legs. And then roll it back up. Once you're upright, take the arms out and up, hand to the heart. Find your mountain pose. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's see, what do we want to add on? Let's go through it one more time. Let's stay a little bit longer in those side opening poses and add on a little bit. And then we'll do some balancing, and then when we get down, we'll do a lot of mat work today, okay? So let's start again in mountain pose. Make sure everything's in place. Take a breath or two here. Next, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, forward bend, dive over. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend, step into your plank. Go into that little flow at your own pace, or wait in child's pose and just join us when we're moving on to the warrior poses. So, when we're all in our downward dog, I want you to do 3 full breaths here. Inhale through the nose, feel that belly expanding. Exhale, push all that tension out, let the head just hang. 2 more times. All right, we're coming to warrior 2 right away, so step that right foot through. Angle that left foot behind you, and as you come up, open it up. Keep my, oh my God, crap. All right, now straighten the right knee. Triangle pose. Push the hip back. Reach the arm forward. As you come to that triangle pose, again, use your block if you want. The arms are going to line up. One hand up, one hand down. Try to turn that body to the side as much as you can as you get deeper into that triangle pose. If the shoulders come in though, you've got to stay a little higher to keep that body open. Inhale, come upright. Reverse the arm up and back. Now once the arm is up, I want you to look toward that back corner of the mat. Hand can be anywhere on this back leg. Come back to warrior 2. Side angle pose. Back to warrior 2, right into our reverse warrior. Bring this arm half bind behind the lower back. Back to warrior 2. Inhale, exhale. Inhale here. Exhale back to warrior 1. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, lift the left heel. Exhale into that high lunge. Twisting again to the right. Next breath. Inhale back to the front. Exhale, downward dog. Again, I'm going to flip around so I can do almost all of it on the other side facing you. So from downward dog, remember we have the 3 breaths while we're getting it together, preparing for the other side. All right. Left foot's going to come through. We're going to come up to warrior 2 as we come upright. Make sure you have a nice, good distance here between that front and back foot. Straighten the left knee. Scoot the foot in if you want your triangle a little shorter. Left hand reaches back as the right hip pushes back. Triangle pose. Again, if your body's turning, I can see on the camera that mine is turning, even though I feel like my arm's up here. I'm going to come a little higher and open my chest more to the side. Inhale, come back up. Just reverse that front arm up and back. Right hand on the back of the leg, and then look beyond that shoulder toward the back of your mat. Make sure it's not here. Press it down and look back. Come back to warrior two. Side angle pose. Or extended variation. Come back to warrior two. And right into reverse warrior, right or left arm up. Bring this right arm behind you, reaching for that hip crease. And back to warrior two. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, turn to your high lunge again. Drop the hands, step back to your downward dog. 3 breaths here. And then back to the top of your mat, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Let's all roll back up. Take your time. Once you're upright, arms out and up, hand to the heart, and coming to mountain pose. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do tree pose today. Decide where you want to be, if you like having the wall or doorway, a little extra help. You need a strap or not. You want to begin wherever you're going to be. Begin in mountain pose. A little bit more centered. Pull tight. That internal girdle. Pull tall. Now, think about, it doesn't matter which foot you start on, but I don't want your thought to be immediately foot comes up. I want your thought to be knee turns out. All right, so I could keep my foot here and work that tree pose. It's still going to be challenging because I've got most of my weight on that foot, just the toes here. But if you're going to lift it up, go to wherever you can maintain the knee being out. I've got very slippery tights on. That's never going to stay. I'm going to go right below the knee. Now, hands to the heart. Find that focal point. If you find your balance, you can do anything you like with those arms. All right? Lots of things. I'm going to stay right here today. Keep those shoulders down. I think I'll take my arms back up. You stay however long you can. Even if you wiggle and wobble, but you're still balanced, just stay with it. And when you finally come out of it, come back to mountain pose and take a breath or two. All right, we're going to do the other side in just a moment. So again, our first thought is not going to be foot off the ground. Our first thought is going to be push that knee sideways. All right? Whenever you're ready, hands wherever you want as you set it up. You don't have to have the hand in the position you're going to balance in. So turn that knee out. Think about where you want the foot now. What's going to work today? What are we going to work on today? We don't ever know if it's going to work. We hope it is. If that knee is drifting around the front, I want you to engage and push it sideways again. Same thing. Find your focal point. Think about what arms are going to make you, maybe you want to work a little harder. Maybe you want to just maintain that balance wherever you are. You fall out of it, you've got time to fix it. If you're leaning forward or back, find that midpoint where you're tall and strong. All right, and then coming out of that slowly, whenever you make your way back to mountain pose, if you're not at the top of the mat, come on back, because we got to make our way down. We've got some things to work on down on the mat. We've got plenty of time to do that today. So roll the shoulders up and back 3 times. Okay. One more full breath here, standing mountain pose. Next inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive over. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend the arms and reach back. Take the arms away from you, palms down. Keep that heart lifted, strong, straight back. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward bend, step into your plank. Inhaling as you arrive, exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. All right, drop the knees. Bring the knees and hips into alignment. And then walk the hands out and let that upper body go even closer to the mat. Again, not child's pose, not quite yet. Try to keep the hips over the knees and let the upper body go first. Pressing the shoulders and the front of the shoulders, like the armpits. Think about pressing those into the mat. Trying to keep the feet down in the back. And then start to walk the hands back. Bring the hips back. You take those knees wider if you like. Start out with the arms in the front, in the middle rather. And then take both arms over to one edge. Again, we're getting that opposite side, a little deeper stretch through the lats, through the shoulder. Trying to keep everything else comfortable. All the way to the other side, same thing. Walk the hands out. Then that opposite hand, if you can go even a little bit further. And then back to the middle, arms extended one last time. And then bring those arms either alongside the legs, or maybe you just want to bring them under the forehead. Now, ease out of it. Swing those legs around in front. Stretch them out. Feel that, if you want to feel that those sitting bones are evenly under you, right? All right. Take the arms up, inhale, forward bend, exhale, reach forward as far as you can go. Now inhale, lengthen the back more. Exhale, lead with your heart as you go deeper. Think of the belly coming onto the thighs. Think of the chest coming onto the thighs and the knees. All right, slowly come up out of that. I want you to bring one knee in. The foot's going to be flat on the mat. If you pull it in so tight, you're kind of rounding backwards. You're not going to get a very good twist. So walk the foot out a little bit till you can straighten the spine on the inhale, and on the exhale, twisting to that opposite side. You can use this hand or elbow to pull the knee in. And then turn back to the front, and we're going to go the other way, same thing. You're going to put this arm here and bring this hand behind you and sit up nice and tall. I can tell I'm leaning back, so I'm going to sit up a little taller. And then go back to the front and open that knee, single leg forward bend. Inhale, reach up, exhale, my knee's up because of my hip, but you should be able to get your knee closer to the floor, and this foot can go anywhere inside that leg. Oh, it's a hard one for me. And slowly come back up. Now straighten the legs out, shake them out a little bit. Other knee in, same thing, sit up tall. First time we twist in toward the leg, so make sure you're not rounding over behind the hips. Take a breath in, exhale, twist, and look over that shoulder. Keep your spine as tall as you can. If you bring the hand back here, don't let the shoulder creep up. You want to press it down and then rotate. So you're going to get your deepest twist right there. But we're still going to go the other way. So come around. I'm going to kind of take this arm, same arm as knee, sit up tall, and I'm going to just twist the other way. Press this arm into the knee, press the knee into the arm. So get that energy going there. And then back to the front, let the knee drop open. Inhale, arms up, exhale, forward bend. Single leg forward bend. All right, right as we come out of that. Bring the knee up, straighten the legs out. We're gonna roll on down to our back. So maybe have the blocks handy if you want them. Bend the knees and roll down from here, work the abs a little bit, or just go ahead and lay down on your side and then turn over if you want. Once you get down, let's give the back a little bit of a break here. We've been doing a lot today, so pull those knees in. Feel the back getting longer and wider into the mat. Start by just letting the knees pulling in, kind of press everything out and relax. And then easy movement side to side. And circling. A few times one way and then the other. All right, so bring the feet onto the mat, lift the hips up, get into that bent knees pose. So everything's aligned, right? Arms are gonna come down, pull the shoulders apart, settle in. You're gonna have a little curve in the back, but everything else should be pretty solid contact. Feet and hands, shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Get that belly breath involved. Next, inhale, arms over the head. Exhale, bring the arms back down. So we're just gonna take a couple to get the arms and the upper body kind of stretched out again. So inhale, reach up. Feel those fingertips reaching as far back as possible. Exhale, bring the arms back down. And one more time, inhale, reach up and over. Now this time, exhale, pull the right knee in. Keep the left leg bent for now. We're going to extend the foot up, flex and point. And circle the ankle. Again, don't ever try to take the short way out on these ones, right? All of these movements are so helpful and so important daily. If you don't have time for yoga, at least move your hands and feet. Move your body, twist a little bit, right? All right, now extend a little bit more. Take the hands anywhere you want on the leg. We're gonna make sure that the hips stay lined up on the mat. But then we're gonna let that left leg stretch all the way out. Now it may take a moment for that hip hip flexor to lengthen. And we're just gonna keep this right leg up while it does. Take a breath in and bend the right knee, open the right arm, exhale, twist and pull that right knee across. You can look opposite, looking back toward that right arm if you like, or eyes can be up, or you can even look toward the knee that's bent. Now, as you come out of it, come slowly onto your back. Turn the right knee out. Let that foot rest against the left knee. Stay right here if you like, thread the needle, or left foot comes off the mat. If you can get the foot up, but you can't get the body down, I'd recommend that you keep the foot down and just work it externally like that. Now, one more thing we're gonna do before we come off this right hip, or stop working on the right hip. Bring that left foot down. Let this right knee slide all the way over, just like you're sitting, crossing your legs, nice and comfy. Open those arms. Inhale first, exhale, open to the right. Right knee stays crossed over. You feel how nice that is on the outside of the left hip. And then inhale, bring them up. Keep them like that and go left. Move the left foot over a little bit if you like, but keep that crossover if you can. If it's not comfortable, you can uncross. And then we're going to go onto our backs again and hug the knees in. And then we're going to set it all up for the other side. So give that back a little massage here. And then feet on the mat. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left knee in. Same thing. Give it a moment. Feel that back stretching even while you're pulling the knee in. And then we'll extend the left foot up. Start out flexing and pointing. Want to get that foot working. Circle the ankle. And make sure you do both ways. And then extend the leg, press the heel up. And then you can, once you get into a little bit, kind of a nice hamstring stretch, you don't have to keep the foot flexed all the time. You can let it relax more. You might get just a tiny bit more out of it. It's up to you. You give that a moment. And then you're going to let that right leg stretch all the way out. Now, if the left leg comes back a little bit, that's okay. It's more important to get the right leg or the bottom leg completely relaxed on the mat. And then we can always work a little deeper into the hamstring stretch, or we might have to just keep it, let it go back a little bit. A couple more breaths here. Really try to enjoy that lengthening through the back of the leg. All right, inhale. Bend the left knee, open the left arm, exhale, twist, pull the left knee across. Keeping that left shoulder down, again, head wherever it feels the best for you. Now, as you come onto your back, left foot across the right knee. Remember, there's options that we've got, right? And stay right here. We can bring the foot up, either one. Try to get, though, the head and shoulders back down on the mat so that you can let everything stay relaxed while you're trying to get a deeper stretch into the hip, into the back side. All right, right foot comes down. Let that left knee cross over the right knee. Open the arms first. Take a breath in. Exhale, go to the left first, right? Doesn't matter, we do both, but I think we did it that way earlier. So we got the left over the right, but we're over to the left, yeah, because so now we can feel that nice stretch on the outside of the right hip. And bring them up, inhale, go the other way, exhale. All right, one more breath here. And then as you roll on the back, uncross the legs. Extend and bend the knees a few times. And then take the legs wider, come into happy baby. Whatever variation is going to work for you. And move or not move, up to you. All right, and then bring the legs together, bring your feet down, stretch your legs out long. Take the arms overhead. As you get there, inhale, stretch a little longer. Exhale, relax. Keep the arms overhead and just take a breath or two. Again, inhale, stretch even longer. Get every long muscle of the body involved in that. Exhale, let it all relax. And one last time, inhale, stretch and hold. Ooh, I stretched so long, I got like a still. cramp, or I don't know. My body's like, what are you doing? Exhale, bring the arms lower now. We want to bring them not too close to the body, but lower the shoulders. No tension here. You can let the legs either drop open or even slide them a little further apart. And we're in our Savasana pose. Now, if you want to have your legs at the wall or be any other position, totally fine. Grab what you need, but give yourself a couple minutes. I know that if we were in a class, I get the why. I used to try to give you at least 5 minutes, maybe 7, but realistically, we're all on the clock. And I hate to say that, but I do want you to take at least a couple minutes of no movement, just breathing and letting yourself rest. So if those busy thoughts come floating into your consciousness, I want you to exhale and let them go. And try to maintain that while you're resting here. Work through tension that you're feeling. Let those exhalations get you deeper into the mat and more relaxed. And just let yourself drift off for a moment. If you're still on your back and you want to stay there a little bit longer, feel free to do that. If you feel that you need to start coming back, move really slowly at first. I want you to just get the fingers moving slowly, move the toes a little bit. Deepen your breathing, let it become a little bit more normal, but still get a couple more good deep breaths in there. Make the movements bigger when you're ready, hands and feet. Namaste. Namaste. I like your orange shirt.
Great way to start a Tuesday.
What's that?
It's a great way to start the day.
Oh, I'm so glad. I've